Alec must have a plan. Maybe he was supposed to leave on the same helicopter as Tagemeyer. He would reboard the Titanic too. Now, he wouldn't want to blow up with the ship. He would sink them and then watch the ship blow, because the Zodiac was sinking. It was dotted with spears and was low in the water, flabby and losing air by the second. Dan's face was grim, and Hamilton looked at the Titanic too, as though he could physically tug it closer to them with his gaze. Ian looked at the ice floes in the gray water. How long could one last in water this cold? Ian had read that experts estimated that some of the Titanic passengers had lasted 20 minutes in the ocean, but this water was even colder. And there were those predatory leopard seals that might make the experience even more unpleasant. He thought of the victims of the first Titanic disaster. The shock of hitting that freezing water, the temperatures that shut down their body systems as they desperately tried to stay afloat. "We're going to make it," he cried. "Just keep going." But they weren't going to make it. The massive iceberg was to their right, preventing Amy from escaping that way. Alec's boat was now to their left. Ian stared at the massive iceberg. Through a narrow tunnel in the ice, he could see whirling snow on the other side. Up this close, he could see how the surface of the berg was fractured and uneven, and contained shades of blue that were unearthly in their beauty. As he watched, a crack above widened, and a chunk broke off to fall with a spectacular crash into the sea. He felt a jolt of fear. If they'd been closer, it would have sunk them. Another spear thudded into the right side of the boat. Only 3 compartments were still inflated. "Down!" Ian shouted, and another spear hit. Amy turned the boat to the right, and Ian glanced nervously at the iceberg. He could see fissures widening into cracks, and cracks widening into fractures. If Amy got any closer, they'd be in danger. "Amy, I think the iceberg is calving," he yelled. "Watch it." Amy glanced over, her eyes roaming over the berg. "I'm going to try something," she yelled. Ian could hear the terror and desperation in her voice. "Everybody, just hang on tight. Ian, tell me when Spassky spins the spear." Ian twisted, hanging on while keeping his gaze fixed on Alec. Alec dipped his hand down into the Zodiac. Then Ian saw the glint of metal spinning and gathering velocity. "Now!" he yelled. Amy yanked the steering at the last minute. The spear splashed into the gray water, and Hamilton cheered as the Zodiac surged to the right. Ian lost his breath. Amy was steering straight for the iceberg. The iceberg that was beginning to calve and split. The split now visible at the top as a chunk the size of a railroad car began to split off and tumble